Hi everybody, as you can see I'm back and I am in Lolita, and today is going to be a Lolita vlog. So since things are starting to kind of sort of go back to normal every place, I wanted to discuss tea and tea parties. So as you see, we are set up for a lovely little tea situation. So, oops, my stuff here. Bring that back down. So, okay, since things are going back to normal, I wanted to talk about having tea parties. And I have both dogs here because they followed the scent of the food I made for the tea party up here. So you're going to hear Shyla whining a lot, but she gets nothing. But I wanted to talk about tea parties and what to do with tea parties because I have been to more than a few tea parties in my time. And every time there is a new Lolita, and I'm not ragging on new Lolitas, but every time there's a new Lolita and the tea party comes around, the whole tea tray situation gets wildly fucked up. And one time it got so fucked up that it left our hostess like questioning her choices in life. So I wanted to be the one to help my new Lolitas get acquainted with Mr. Tea Tray here. So this is gonna be a little janky and a little sketchy because I'm one woman working on a laptop and I got my little spread set out. So pardon me a second. In fact, I'm gonna pause and I'll show you how to work said tea tray. So, but before we begin, so how this came about was, like I said, I've been to more than one tea party in my time, and I've seen people abuse the tea tray. So this is kind of like how to do things, how to get it to work, and let us begin. I think I already said that, but I haven't done this in a while, and I've never done something like this, so pardon me. Okay, this is your sugar thing. For me, there's supposed to be cubed sugar in there, but for me, I have Truvia in there, but here is le tea tray. So I have some traditional tea sandwiches on here. I have the traditional cucumber sandwich, the traditional salmon dill and cream cheese sandwich, and this is something of my own creation because usually it's like a ham and cheese situation, and I don't eat ham, so I made a portobello and tomato like panini situation with this. So I'm gonna try not to eat that one because that seems like that's kind of a man sandwich because it's a little messy at the bottom. I've been sitting for a bit while I get prepped. But your first row is your savory row. This is the row you are supposed to take from first, and it's supposed to be one sandwich per individual person. So if I had only even numbers for me at a tea party. I have weird obsessive compulsive things with numbers, and everything has to be even, and if it's not, it makes me actually want to tear my skin off. But if I had 3 other people sitting here with me, then it would be one of these for each of us. So because I can't make one half of a sandwich. I mean, I could, but it would be weird, and then I'd have all this unevenness, and my head would explode. But basically, these are all just one sandwiches cut in half. So basically, it would be one of these for me, one of these for me, and one of these for me. The cucumber, the portobello, and the salmon, even though I touched them all wrong. It would be one of each for me, unless the menu specifies. There was a tea house in Tampa that had like a men's tea, and you got, I think, 2 sandwiches. So you know how it goes. It would be each of these halves to make a whole sandwich for that particular thing. But as a whole, it's one of each sandwich, or one little half each for every person. So that would mean, again, everything would be up to 3. This row is supposed to be for scones and clotted cream and jam of some sort. I live in Germany. And yes, it is way closer to the UK than the United States is. But I'm saying there are no scones here. I tried to go to the grocery store to get this stuff to make for this. There were no fucking scones to be found. I tried to look online, like scones near me. It was like a tea place in Stuttgart, and I live outside of Stuttgart, and it wasn't happening. So I am sorry. You're going to get for this a croissant, because that was what I could get together, because that was all that was going on was croissants. So yes, that second row is supposed to be for scones and jam and clotted cream. Also, there wasn't going to be any clotted cream, so that was also happening. So, and then the top row, which is the final row you're supposed to take off, usually has your sweet section. Because this is kind of supposed to be like a lunch kind of situation. So you have your savory, whatever's in this middle section, and then you have your sweet area. So, to summarize, you're supposed to take from the bottom and go work your way up. I can't tell you how many times I have seen people just grab, hands coming out of nowhere, just grabbing whatever, not working the tea tray like you're supposed to work it. And I know some of you are going to say, well, I don't live in the UK, I'm not from the UK, and it doesn't matter. In the grand scheme of the universe, life or death, whatever, no, it does not matter. But if you want to be not looked at kind of unfavorably, let's say, work the fucking tea tray, right, people? It's not that damn difficult. And be respectful of the people around you. Don't just have random hands coming from out of the mist, just grabbing what the fuck ever and proclaiming all of the tea tray belongs to you. Because if you're sharing a tea tray with multiple people, there's sandwiches that they place there for everybody. Your grubby paws shouldn't be grabbing all the sandwiches and proclaiming in the name of you that all these sandwiches belong to you, because they do not. So share the tea tray. There is enough sandwiches on that tea tray for everybody. And I'm sure, depending on the place you go to, if there is a problem, they will work with you to resolve said problem. So, as for your tea, today, this is like a brand new tea that I just got just for this, because I wanted to try something, because I'm forever drinking peach tea. It's an addiction, and it's kind of like, the fuck? So, I was like, I'll try something different for this. So, I'm going to, my trivia, I'm going to try to partake. Normally, like I said, when you're at a tea house, usually what they do for the tea is they have the cube sugar. I'm trying to lose weight. I gained a lot of weight over the last couple of months, and I'm trying to lose all that weight. So, because there's pretty dresses that I totally can't fit in right now. Oh, and by the way, you're not supposed to clank your tea. You're supposed to be gentle and like just swish it. But I'll talk about one other little etiquette thing. But yeah, so I'm trying to cut down on certain things, and so I know the thing is you gotta do this when you're drinking tea. Nobody has their pinkies up when they're drinking tea. If you really wanted to be prim and proper about the shit, this is how you drink. I make that incredibly too sweet. This is like twitchy sweet. And what the hell flavor? I thought this was supposed to be some kind of apple and fruit situation. I taste neither apple nor fruit. Like, I should have stuck with it. Something told me in the back of my head. It was like, when I bought that box of tea on Thursday, I was like, Sean, just don't buy no more tea. Just get the damn stuff that you normally get. I was like, no, because I want to do something different. Shouldn't have did it. Because I don't taste anything but sweet. And it's just like, what? So, yes. That is your quick 10-minute etiquette lesson on tea. I'm not giving you any food, Shyla. No. got Shayla to lose weight. She needs to lose weight. She's having arthritis issues. But that is your lesson on tea. Now, I can't prevent any other calamities happening to you at a tea party, like spilling tea. Just be careful with your cords wearing, because tea will stain. There's something called tea dyeing, and unless you are trying to do that on the for real tip, I wouldn't suggest you tea dye your cord, because that will leave you sad and like, what the fuck. So be careful when you're hold on, I want to know more of this tea, because I don't even know. So, since that etiquette lesson and how to work the tea tray was so short, I want to talk real quick about some things that I'm thinking about doing for my channel. I'm still not tasting apple and fruit. I'm disappointed in this tea. This is just making me unhappy. So, I wanted to try to do a new thing called Subject and Frill, where I get all frilly and talk about a subject. I'm still working out kind of how I want to do that. I know what my first subject is going to be when I do Subject and Frill. So, as soon as I figure out how to do that, and that will be getting done. I can't post on a schedule, guys. I want to, my brain is like, do Frilly Fridays, but I'm like, I some days I'm just like, don't be wanting to even move out of bed, so how the fuck am I gonna have a schedule? That ain't gonna happen. So, yeah, but I do want to get back to posting more regularly, and I definitely want to get back to being into Lolita, because it has been a hellified year this year, and I don't see the shit getting any better for me, so I wanted to do some stuff that might bring me a tiny bit of joy in my otherwise, what the fuck is my life about life? So I wanted to do Subject and Frill. Probably the next vlog I do is definitely going to be a video game vlog, because there's a lot in video game land that I am not talking about that needs to be discussed. I know that's not for most of you. I know most of you either come here for the video games, or you come here for the Lolita, or you just come here because you like randomness. And I am all for providing randomness to you guys. I like providing randomness. So, but yeah, Subject and Frill. I wanted to talk real quick about, I was watching the Fight Club over the weekend. Not a Lolita movie. Not even close to being a Lolita movie. And something popped into my head, and I was just kind of like, oh my god. So I was like, well, what would happen if instead of Fight Club, it was like Lolitas, but we weren't fighting, we were just like how we usually are, like this, drinking tea. Drinking terrible tea today, apparently, because I don't know what the fuck I call myself trying to do. This positively does not taste like a damn thing. I am disappointed. I was all ready for apples and fruit in my mouth, and all I'm getting is hotness, and like when I put too much sugar in it, too much sweetness, but neither here nor there. So I was watching Fight Club, and I was like, they were doing the first rule of Fight Club is, you know, I talk about Fight Club, so, or Fight Club, Fight Club, that's a whole other situation. But no, I was like, well, what would be the rules of Frill Club? So I did the 8 rules of Frill Club before we get out of here. So the first rule of Frill Club is you do not talk about Frill Club. The second rule of Frill Club is you do not talk about Frill Club. The third rule, if someone yells tea or scones, or in my case a croissant, since I can't get a scone anywhere to save my damn life here, but if someone yells tea or scones or tea sandwiches, then the tea party must begin. The fourth rule of Frill Club, the fourth rule of Frill Club is only even numbers at a tea party. As I just said, I have a weird thing with even numbers, and if I don't have even numbers, my head is gonna pop off, and I may have to go on a rampage. So, only even numbers. Rule number 4 is only even numbers at a tea party. The fifth rule, only one tea party at a time. You can't divide yourself into like 12 people to go to a tea party, so one tea party at a time, people. Get your shit together. The sixth rule of Frill Club is wear petticoats, bloomers, blouses, JSKs, OPs, and Lolita appropriate socks or shoes. So, the 7th rule of Frill Club is tea parties will go on for as long as they have to. Want to hear about you have to go home and feed your cat, let your dog out? The tea party's going to go on for as long as it has to. That's just how Frill Club operates. And the 8th and final rule of Frill Club, if this is your first time at Frill Club, you have to frill. So, welcome to Frill Club, and I hope you like it. So, I'm going to enjoy my sandwiches off camera because I worked hard on this spread o-matic right here. Well, except for the croissant, but I worked hard on that. So, that's getting ready to happen, and I needed to taste my hard work. So, thank you for stopping by. I hope you learned something about the tea tray. My newbies, bottom up. Don't just randomly grab one sandwich for everybody usually it's in your quadrant. If I had more people to demonstrate this, I would have had to make a lot more sandwiches, but it's usually one cucumber, one salmon, one whatever, ham and craziness sandwich, I don't know. It's one of those slices per person. So unless the menu that you order from specifies that you're gonna have 18 sandwiches and that's just what you're gonna eat. So, but it's one per person, one slice per person. Deal with your shit. The second is the scone or croissant, and then the sweets, and then you grab, literally, you go up the situation, not just, I mean, you can grab whatever, but like I said, somebody's gonna judge you. I may or may not judge you depending on the mood I'm in. More than likely, I'm probably gonna be off in la la land like I usually am, but somebody's gonna judge you. So just do the right thing and respect people's shit. So that's all I have, and I will see you guys around next time, okay? Later!